Thank goodness you're here. I'm Sam Valentino, private toon detective, and I want to shed some light on a little investigating I've been doing relating to a controversial cartoon episode in the 1990s. The cartoon in question is Dexter's Laboratory, the first series to be spun off from Cartoon Network's What a Cartoon Show in 1996. In the first season, they follow what's referred to in the industry as the ABA format, with the A shorts being Dexter's Lab, and the B shorts being the semi-related superhero spoofs Dial M for Monkey, or the Justice Friends. This band episode was a Dial M for Monkey short, titled Barbequor. It originally premiered on TNT on May 18th, 1996, before the first airing on Cartoon Network the next day. It was paired with the Dexter's Laboratory short Double Trouble, the one introducing Dee Dee's friends Mimi and Lily, and the original 1995 pilot short, officially referred to in Dexter's Lab episode list as Changes. The Barbequor episode involved Dexter's Lab monkey, who, unbeknownst to Dexter, is also a superhero monkey because of all the experiments he went through. Celebrating his birthday with his partner, Agent Honeydew, and several of the Justice Friends, many of whom are parodies of the Marvel superheroes, such as Major Glory spoofing Captain America, the Infraggable Krunk spoofing the Incredible Hulk, the Living Bullet spoofing Iron Man, Tiki Torch spoofing the Human Torch, and Miss Spell spoofing Scarlet Witch. But this episode is when they took the Marvel superhero parodying a bit too far. Monkey's birthday barbecue party gets interrupted when the titular villain, Barbequor, who's a parody of the Marvel Comics villain Galactus, complete with eating planets, and he takes the sun to put in a barbecue, hence his name, and cook and eat the solar system planets as a shish kebab. To keep with the Marvel lampooning motif, Barbequor's herald is the Silver Spooner, who, as you guessed, is a parody of the Silver Surfer, who rides a big spoon instead of a surfboard. And this is pretty much where the problem comes in. You see, the Silver Spooner, voiced by Rob Paulsen, is given stereotypically flamboyant and gay mannerisms.
The Master has chosen planet Earth as his main course, so let the feast begin! Nah, don't go there. You puny Earthlings have bothered the Master long enough. Now, let him feed.
Now, this was back in the 1990s, when homosexual themes in kids' cartoons are considered extremely taboo, compared to nowadays where the LGBTQ community is more accepted, and so we have some gay characters in newer cartoons for kids, but with the stereotypes considerably toned down. Many people often think this is why the episode was banned in the first place, especially after the cow and chicken episode Buffalo Gals was banned for virtually the same reason, it's spoofing lesbians. Now, usually I'm not a fan of really stereotypical gay mannerisms, as while I'm not LGBTQ myself, I have a bunch of friends who are, but the Silver Spooner being as such was just one factor and the most likely reason why the episode was banned, which I'll get to in a bit. Also, this gay reference I actually found amusing.
Judy Garland, where?
It's one of those jokes definitely designed to go over kids' heads, and Dexter's Laboratory was full of them. One of many 1990s TV cartoons generally targeted at kids that gets funnier when you get older, and Rob Paulsen's delivery of that line was just priceless. He's such a great voice actor too, even to this day. And while Monkey saves the day, Krunk has too much to drink.
Krunk make Monkey's special drink, but Krunk is thirsty.
It's up to Monkey now.
They don't specifically say it's an alcoholic beverage, but they kind of imply it. Or he could be getting drunk on some kind of substitute beverage with similar effects as alcoholic drinks. Who knows? And so at the end, after the solar system is saved, Krunk is way too intoxicated. Ha! Look at him! One of the funnier instances I've seen of someone being passed out when drinking too much. And so Monkey has to be Krunk's designated driver, much to the simian superhero's annoyance. People also think this is a reason why the episode was banned, because of those alcoholism references. But that's not entirely true. If anything, that was kind of a negative portrayal of alcoholism, showing the effects of getting drunk and having Monkey be the designated driver, like a PSA of some sort. I should know. I once had to be a designated driver myself, after being one of the few at an outing who didn't drink anything. Keep in mind, I'm cutting down on the liquor myself, and I've never gotten as badly drunk as Crunk did. Ha! I made a funny rhyme. Drunk Crunk. Also, another popular kids' cartoon that premiered in the 1990s did a somewhat negative portrayal of alcoholism without stating outright what it was. Helga Pataki's mother, Miriam, on Hey Arnold. She was often stated to drink smoothies, implied to be some kind of alcoholic beverage, and she really acted like a neglectful alcoholic mother. No wonder Helga's had it so rough. But back to the Barbequor episode. It continued airing without much incident until around mid to late 1997, when that whole half hour was pulled for further reruns. While it's still kind of debatable, many sources say this episode was banned because of legal trouble involving the Barbequor segment. The estate of Jack Kirby, one of the famed Marvel Comics creators and the creator of the Silver Surfer, threatened to sue Cartoon Network over the Silver Spooner, as they felt the stereotypically gay parody of the Silver Surfer was a misuse of one of Kirby's creations and a case of copyright infringement. And so they threatened to file a lawsuit. Some sources have said Marvel Comics was also involved in this lawsuit thing, but I'm not sure how much they were involved, but maybe a little, since they also had some ownership in the Silver Surfer. But to avoid any further legal troubles, Cartoon Network stopped rerunning that episode as a result. In 1999, Double Trouble and Changes returned to the rotation of Dexter's Laboratory episodes, but the Barbequor segment was replaced with a segment from the show's second season, Dexters Lab, a story, involving Dexter finding a lost Labrador Retriever dog and giving him the ability to talk. This made the format more akin to how the show generally worked from the second season onwards, being 3 Dexter-related segments. This brings up something else seems to support the Jack Kirby copyright infringement story. To possibly avoid any further legal problems, they really cut down on the superhero stuff. The second season had only 1 Dial-M for Monkey short and 2 Justice Friends shorts. And it's too bad because those were always one of my favorite things about the show. Also, this new half-hour pairing of Dexter's Lab, a story replacing Barbequor, had the closing credits revised accordingly, still following the first season's credits template, but now revised to replace any credits replacing the Barbequor with its replacement episode. And for you logo buffs out there, it also ended with something interesting. Yeah, that other version of the 1997 Hanna-Barbera logo was only used on at least one other Dexter's Laboratory episode in the second season, as normally having the HB Oval transition to the Cartoon Network logo is more common on Cow and Chicken's third season, and also a few second season Johnny Bravo episodes. On the original version featuring Barbequor, it just had a still Cartoon Network Studios logo, as this was one of Cartoon Network Studios' first works, back when they started out as a subsidiary of Hanna-Barbera. For the second season, they used the Hanna-Barbera logo, as their parent company was a more marketable brand than Cartoon Network Studios at the time. When they revived the show in 2001, now shown by future The Loud House creator Chris Savino, Cartoon Network Studios was a separate company, after branching off when Hanna-Barbera was folded into Warner Bros. Animation, a move finalized with the death of co-founder William Hanna that year. But what was ironic was that the revival seasons generally evoked the look and feel of a 1960s Hanna-Barbera cartoon, with the way characters are often designed, the Golden Book-style background artwork, and heavier use of classic Hanna-Barbera sound effects. The previous seasons didn't have as strong an influence, also taking several cues from UPA and the Looney Tunes, akin to the game's animation era of Ren and Stimpy, but thankfully nowhere as gross or disturbing. And yes, several Ren and Stimpy artists from the game's era went on to work for Dexter's Laboratory afterward, and series creator Jenny Tartakovsky was even partly inspired by Ren and Stimpy in creating the series. I could see why. Back in the 1990s, a bunch of studios are trying their hand at coming out the next Ren and Stimpy, often imitating that show's style, and even Disney tried a shot at it. Heck, we may not have even gotten Cartoon Network's What a Cartoon Show if it wasn't for the success and influence of Ren and Stimpy. The shorts programmed at Dexter's Laboratory and other early Cartoon Network originals were spun off from. But there you have it. The Dial-M for Monkey segment Barbequor was banned. Not because of Drunk Crunk, and likely not just because of the Silver Spooner being a gay stereotype, but apparently because that led to the Jack Kirby estate threatening to sue Cartoon Network over the flamboyant Silver Spooner being a misuse of copyright infringement of the Silver Surfer. Like I said, homosexual themes were still considered taboo back then, and I could see why the estate of Jack Kirby didn't think it was funny Cartoon Network Studios came up with a parody of the Silver Surfer incorporating such mannerisms. While we haven't gotten an official statement, I do believe that was pretty much why the episode got banned from further airings, and because Cartoon Network managed to avoid a lawsuit by pulling the episode, they didn't go public with it or anything. As this is in the days before the internet became really widespread and such news will quickly leak online if it happened nowadays. It's too bad because that whole Barbequor episode was pretty entertaining, and not just because of the Silver Spooner. If something like that were attempted today, even with the LGBTQ community having more widespread acceptance, I guess the Jack Kirby estate could still try to sue over a gay parody of one of Jack's characters. As such, Barbequor was still withdrawn from reruns on Boomerang, then Adult Swim's Checkered Past blog, and on videos, streaming, and on-demand platforms. And even when the complete series came out on DVD last year, Barbequor wasn't included. I guess Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers still don't want to take any chances and risk actually getting sued. But the episode did get released on DVD in Region 4, i.e. in Australia and Latin America. In addition to here and in the USA, Barbequor was also withdrawn from further reruns in Canada, Mexico, and the United Kingdom. But some other international countries still reran it. Maybe because in several of those countries where English is not the primary language, such legal actions from Jack Kirby's estate could be difficult to pull off. But that wraps up this case on why the controversial Dial-M for Monkey segment was withdrawn from further airings and releases. So keep watching this channel for any more of my capers and findings, or whatever else Zach Wolf and the other Toon friends come up with next.